Hey, and welcome to the Meditations and Musings podcast. I'm Elena Lipson. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, and I'm the founder of the Divine Self-Care Circle membership and the Virtual Retreat Academy. I don't believe that you have to sacrifice your body, your health, or your family in order to create true abundance and prosperity. I believe in living based on the divine feminine metrics of success, and these include pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. Each week, I'll bring you 1 to 2 new episodes. One of these will be a guided meditation that you don't have to do on the meditation pillow, and the other will be a conversation to help you access your inner wisdom, to ignite abundance, and inspire others to do the same. I invite you to join me on this journey back to the magic of a divinely aligned and well cared for you. And now, join me for today's episode.
Welcome back to the Divinely Aligned Meditations and Musings podcast. I have a little bit of a different episode for you today. This is a message for you, not the person sitting next to you, not the person behind you at the drive-thru. You. I am feeling like you need to hear this today. I don't have anything to tell you that's going to require a pen and paper. What this requires is for you to truly hear me. You have been spending too much time reviewing, going over, regurgitating, talking about all of the reasons why you can't have what you want, why you can't take a leap of faith, why you can't let go of the things you've been holding on to for way too long, the clothes that don't excite you, the work that doesn't feel aligned anymore, the friendships that don't feel good to you anymore, the things in your life that have grown stale. And here's why. When you hold on to things in your life for way too long that you know have been outgrown by you, when you're holding on to what was, you begin creating stagnant energy in your life. You begin to spend too much time living in the past, regretting things that you could have, should have, and would have done, or even things that you did do, but didn't quite turn out the way you wanted them to. You begin to talk yourself out of all of the things you want to try and do, whether it's a new hobby, whether it's a new way of dressing, whether it's creating a new business or letting go of an old one. When you take this approach of holding on for too long, this stagnant energy begins to choke out new life. Your life, your work, your growth, you are in evolution. Holding on for too long doesn't create space for what wants to come. And so you begin feeling like things just aren't going to work out, like it's too late for you, like you don't have what you need. Like there's one solution, and if only you had that one solution, or if this one thing was different, you would begin to make that change, or things would finally be different. If you're waiting to lose weight or have enough money or hire that one mentor or to have someone tell you what to do, guess what? Those are not the things. I'm laughing because I've been there with you. And I'm sharing this message with you today because I know you need to hear it and someone needs to say it to you. Just look outside your window at nature. It's the perfect metaphor. It's there all around us, showing us the seasons, life, death, rebirth, letting go. changing colors constantly. There's always change, there's death, there's birth, and everything in between. And these metaphors are there. If you sit next to the river long enough, you'll start to hear it in your voice, in your body, in your knowing. Things move on. Look how things flow. All life flows, flowing. What needs to flow? What needs to go? What can I release? If you sit by a sunset long enough, you'll start hearing it in your body and in your mind. It's time to release. It's time for the darkness to come. You are safe. It's time to rest. It's time to sleep. It's time to hibernate. It's time for something new. A new day is coming, but right now I get to rest. All you have to do to look for the wisdom of life that wants to be born is to go outside, to look outside, to look within. And when you do that, you start to get a glimpse of what's possible. You start to understand that everything is an evolution, and honestly, you cannot get it wrong. Failure, mistakes, loss, those are constructs that human beings have made to keep ourselves stuck in exactly where we are, which is not even true because life is ever moving and ever changing. If you find yourself being bored of what's happening in your life, simply look outside and know that you get to create something new, or at the very least, you get to enjoy the questioning and the unknowing of being bored and wondering what's possible, what's next. Just like the sun comes up every day, you get to create another day. So I want you to hear what's possible. And I want you to think about this way of seeing possibility. But first, ask yourself, where have I held myself back for too long? Where have I been stuck creatively because I haven't tried anything new? In fact, when was the last time I tried something new for the first time? When was the last time I became a novice at something? When was the last time I let myself even dream into something totally different than what I'm doing right now? Because the truth is that possibilities are limitless. 360 degrees of possibilities in each and every moment. And we can only see a small sliver of that because we let ourselves only look at one direction. What if you were able to turn to a different direction? Just imagine a new possibility. And this sounds simple, but it can be one of the most difficult things that you allow yourself to do, because letting go is easier said than done. So how do you do that? One of the most profound ways to do this is by offering gratitude for what was and for what wants to be released. Learning to see the beauty in what was allows you to pull your energy back into the present moment, allows you to say, I'm so grateful that this happened, but now I'm ready for something new. Gratitude for being exactly where you are right now, even if things aren't exactly the way you want them to be, allows you to understand that every part of your journey is sacred, even the parts that don't feel so good, because grief and letting go and allowing something new to be born is exactly what nature teaches us. The flower blooms in its full beauty, but then it withers away and becomes mulch in the ground for the next thing. The earth naturally alchemizes that. There is value to everything you have done, and even value in being stuck in a creative rut. There is a value in being stuck because it gives you time to potentially see things in a new way. There's even value to procrastination and fear because it allows you to ask yourself better questions. It allows you to make space for something new. It allows you to move your energy away from the present and into possibility of the future. There is so much possibility around you. And sometimes we get into this loop of insecurity or doubt. And that is useful at some moments because it makes you feel uncomfortable. And sometimes it takes discomfort to make change, but not always. You don't have to be in pain or discomfort to make change. But for some people, that's what it requires. And that's okay too. My main message today for you right now in this moment, so pause, take a deep breath, and listen. Wherever you are right now is absolutely perfect. You are exactly where you need to be, and you need to be exactly where you are. It might not be where you want to be, and that's okay too. But I want you to know that you have everything you need within you right at this moment to do and be and have what you desire. And if that makes you feel uncomfortable, or you're doubting, or you're like, nah, that's for somebody else, but I have these reasons. Yeah, but you don't know this about me, Elena. You don't know what's going on in my life. You're right. I have no idea what is going on in your life. But I have worked with enough incredible women who have had the shittiest of situations out of their control and have used it as the mulch, as the magic to alchemize into what they want to become. They've used the lessons, the wisdom, the value that they received from the shitty situation in their history, in their background, in their family, in their life. I'm not saying that you have to take all the shitty stuff and turn it into gold. You don't. But it does add value to who you are because it makes you a compassionate person. It gives you empathy for other people. Everything you've been through and are going through has the potential to serve you, to help you make an impact in whatever way that you are being called to right at this moment. So just imagine what could be possible. What could you do? Give yourself this opportunity to just dream a little bit. Imagine if you could feel worthy now of what you desire. Imagine if you could feel okay with discomfort as you're growing. Imagine if you had a clear vision of where you're going and you trusted that you would have exactly what you need when you needed, that you don't need to have all of the answers right now. And you felt good in your body, in your mind, in your spirit as you were going to exactly where you want to go. So I know it might be a long time since you felt playful or turned on in your work. It might be a while since you've actually even had a clear vision of what you wanted. And that's okay. Maybe you've had some burnout or exhaustion. Maybe you haven't felt aligned with what you wanted in a long time. But I want you to just imagine hearing your inner guidance and feeling that flutter of excitement about new ideas instead of dread and fear. So I know that you might be exhausted right now. I know that you have so much to share, but you're not exactly sure how to get there. And I know that you're probably in your own life even ready for the next big thing, but you might be holding back because of past burnout or exhaustion or fear that you just won't even know how to get there or even trust yourself to get there. And one of the reasons that this happens is because we've done things backwards before, right? We have hustled and burned out and pushed through and given too much and not given ourselves permission to rest enough so that your entire being doesn't want to do this again. You don't want to feel burned out again. So I want to just share with you that there is a different way possible. There's a way possible where you can wake up each morning and be excited to do what you're doing, even if you don't exactly know the next 20 steps or 10 steps or even 5 steps. But you begin to trust yourself and your intuition so deeply that you are excited by the mystery and the not knowing. And that's what the work that I do through my coaching. I help you to learn how to be okay with uncertainty, trust the wisdom of your body, and have your body trust the wisdom of your mind, right? Because if you have burned out before, have been exhausted before, have done things in the hustle way before, why would you want to do that again? Right? Your body just wants to keep you safe and will hold you back from doing things, which is a really kind of innovative way of looking at potential and creation and creativity. No one talks about the fact that play and pleasure and joy is part of business strategy just as much as spreadsheets and strategy and frameworks are, but it is. So I want to invite you to just ask yourself some good questions. Maybe questions that you haven't asked yourself in a while. Maybe questions that you haven't given yourself a chance to even consider. And if you're feeling like curious about possibility, then now is the time to grab a pen and paper and ask yourself these questions. And they're really, really important. The first question is, am I turned on and excited by what I'm working on? The next question is, am I distracted constantly because my body keeps pulling me away from what I'm doing and I can't focus, right? Instead of sitting for hours, you're not giving yourself permission to go play and dance and walk. And then the final question is, what could I do right now to move my body in a way that feels juicy and delightful? Because if you do not allow time to decompress and exhale, it's not viable for you to create or go, you can't just go all the time. And the truth is, whatever you want to create, it doesn't matter what you're creating. The energy in which you create will be infused into what you're creating. And that could be one of the reasons why you're not finding success in what you're doing, or you're finding success, but it's coming with a very high price tag of being exhausted all the time and not feeling excited about what you're working on. So you're constantly pushing through, and it feels like every step of the journey is, completely like uphill, like you're pushing a massive rock uphill. And it doesn't have to be that way. Like, you don't see enough examples. I know I for sure don't and haven't. But it's very, very important to see examples of women who are creating businesses in a way that does not require massive hustle, massive burnout, massive exhaustion, right? I have seen and experienced and have worked with women who are creating incredible things in life, books who are hitting the New York bestseller list. They're making 6 and 7 figures in their business, but they are leaving their body behind, right? They're from autoimmune disease to cancer, to thyroid issues, to exhaustion, to MS, to heart attacks. These are things that are happening to women that I know and have worked with, who are experiencing success financially and doing the things they want to do, but their body is left behind. And in my work, I want you to invite your body to be on board with your vision. So ask yourself those questions and start to wonder what would be possible, right? What kind of spaciousness, what kind of enthusiasm, what kind of massive wealth, not just making money and spending it on the next course or coach, but actually keeping it, the money, and growing the money and making an impact with your money in a way that feels really good to you. And yes, money is part of it. Like, especially if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, there's this old idea, it's very outdated, that somehow making a lot of money, more than you need, is not worthy. Like, you just make enough. Even if you do, like, if you're making money, it's enough to cover your expenses barely, right? And somehow there's some glory in that? No, there isn't. Because when you become wealthy your way, in a way that serves you and your life, you get to invest in things you believe in your family. You get to change policy if that's what you want to do. You get to invest in politicians. You get to invest in causes. You get to create a space in your home that welcomes friends and family. You get to be generous to yourself and others. All the good things that you get to do when you're wealthy, because when women make money, everybody wins. It's proven, right? We are very generous, smart beings. And we spend our money wisely and beautifully. And we get some beautiful things too. Why not? Right? That too. It shouldn't be an afterthought. It's part of the journey as well. So I hope I've given you some juicy tidbits to think about. And I'm creating something for free for you that is coming very soon. And it's a free masterclass on how to do just this, how to create a vision that your body can get on board with, and how to create and amplify wealth in all areas of your life. The link for the waitlist is in the show notes or in my bio on Instagram, and I'll have specific dates for you very soon. I'm sharing this with you before it's even ready because it's so important. I want to get you excited about the possibilities of what can happen when your body is on board with your vision, when you can start to embody your vision and then amplify your wealth from a place of not just constant mindset work, but actually feeling good on the journey and letting everything go that no longer matters, right? And bringing new life into the equation. So that's what I have for you today. I hope I gave you some good things to think about. Share this with a friend or two, or biz bestie, and start the conversation together. Join the waitlist together so that when the free masterclass comes out, you can all join me and we can move this forward together. Get wealthy your way and create your life your way together. All right. As always, I would be so grateful if you left a review on iTunes. And if you want to take a snapshot of this podcast and tag me on Instagram in your stories, I would be happy to share you as well and shout you out. And now I'm going to go for a walk because I have been sitting for a few hours, and it's time for my body to move and get into nature and have some quiet, listen to the birds, and not feel like I have to work all the time, because that is not how I want to function. And I hope that's not how you want to function as well. And it can get tricky if you're excited about what you're working on and you're really enjoying it, because you sort of can keep going. But the returns on your investment of time starts to diminish. And only you know when that is. And for me, and that is now. So I hope you listen to this podcast again, maybe twice more, because I'm sure when I said one thing and you sort of started going off on that journey, you lost maybe the next thing I said. So that's what I do when I'm listening to podcasts, and I'm like, okay, this is for me. I sometimes listen to it even 3 times over a few day period, because I know I missed something, because one thought or one epiphany sort of got me off on the sidetrack, and then I missed the next 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So I hope you listen to this a few times, and not just listen, actually make notes and grab the highlight and share your takeaways. I would love to hear your top 1 or 2 takeaways from this conversation. All right, and that's it for me. Have an amazing rest of your day or evening, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.
Thank you so much for listening and learning about the new divine self-care way of being in your life, business, and the bedroom based on the divine feminine metrics of success: pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. If you're ready to bust the myth of overwhelm and tap into an inspired start to each day, I've put together a free video series for you to help you start each day with energy, inspiration, and ignite that inner pilot light which attracts joy, magic, and synchronicity. You can access my 3-step magic morning practice to help you ignite your inner light and attract the abundance that you're craving. Head on over to elenalipson.com/gift. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would so love if you share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, a daughter, and please leave a review. That is how the magic starts to ripple out. Here's wishing you a day full of beauty, magic, and divine self-care. I'll see you next time at the Meditations and Musings podcast.